When I listen to this playlist, I can smell the grass, feel the dirt, taste the burrito. Hello, music lover. Good to see you. So today we're going to be talking about something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is Americana music. I love Americana music. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and made a Spotify playlist entitled Real Americana. So there's a long story behind this whole playlist, and I'm going to tell you why it means so much to me. And if you don't know my history, my story, I've spent the last 20 years making music, either making solo albums. I have 9 solo albums on Spotify, but I toured with bands all over the country for many years. My 2 bands were called Big Leg Emma, who are on this Real Americana playlist, and my first band was my high school band called 5 Cubic Feet. But Big Leg Emma, we really went out there and traveled and met all these great Americana bands. So this is where it gets a little interesting. A couple years ago, I went onto Spotify and I'm looking into Americana music, right? And I'm looking for all these bands that I used to tour with, like Down of the Buffalo, the Horseflies, Sim Redmond Band. That's a long list, and I'm about to go into that list here in a few minutes. But I noticed all these names missing from the Spotify playlist, which they call the Pulse of Americana. So the fact that Down of the Buffalo is not on the Pulse of Americana, is a crime. When I look at this list on Spotify, it's completely industry oriented. And what I mean is most of the bands and artists that are on the Pulse of Americana on Spotify, they're like indie country or indie folk or alternative country or folk rock. They all kind of stem from independent record labels and of course the major labels. But the touring bands, the festival bands, the people who've been out there working it for the last 20, 30 years, they're surprisingly absent from these Spotify playlists. So I'm like, no, this ain't right. We're going to go in there and make a real Americana playlist and really do this justice to the bands that I know that deserve it, that need to be heard. They have great music. They've been playing live for 30 years, most of these bands. And they are a legitimate force in the culture of independent music. And they're severely being underrepresented in the Spotify world. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make Real Americana. So these are some of the bands that you can hear on Real Americana. I've got it on a list right here on a piece of paper. And so we start off Real Americana with some names that people know. James Taylor, Bob Dylan, The Grateful Dead, Fish, Paul Simon, Alison Krauss, John Prine, just a few people at national names, right? Then you get into the list of hardcore Americana bands that I love and know. And they are Down of the Buffalo, the Horseflies, Big Leg Emma, Sim Redmond Band, Driftwood, Old Crow Medicine Show, the Wood Brothers, Billy Strings. A lot of people know Billy Strings. Carolina Chocolate Drops, Railroad Earth, Daryl Scott, Tim O'Brien, the infamous String Dusters, Molly Tuttle, Hypnotic Clambake, Rising Appalachia, Jenny Stearns, The Town Pants, Elephant Revival, Lori McKenna, Sam Bush, Jackie Green, The Ragbirds, Cabinet, Malcolm Holcomb, Soul Driven Train, Danger Muffin, 2 bands that I got to be friends with down in Charleston, South Carolina when I lived there for a while. The Recipe, The Devil Makes 3, The Gourds, The Probables, Yarn, James McMurtry, Town Mountain, the Avett Brothers, Steve Martin, Edie Brickell, Unique Carullo, Zoe Speaks, Free Planet Radio, Patty Whitten, Dave Childers and the Modern Don Juans, who I did a bunch of gigs with in the South, the Adam Ezra Group, who we used to tour with. Almost all these bands I've played with, like either solo or with my band Big Leg Emma. The Wood Brothers, Tiger Maple String Band, Woodbox Gang, Bill Ward Band, Sunny Weather, Taylor Ray Holbrook, J.J. Lawhorn, and last but not least, did I mention Big Leg Emma? So yeah, it's a long list, and it's basically every band I've ever played with. That's not true. I'm sure that that list is probably 10 times that. But these are bands who have made recordings that are so legitimate and so good, and they're not being listened to on Spotify. And I want to invite you now to come over to Spotify and check out my new playlist, Real Americana. I promise you're going to love it. And if you're a festival person, you need to listen to this playlist because it's like the heart and soul of what a festival is. I mean, when I listen to this playlist, I can smell the grass, feel the dirt, taste the burrito, smell the beautiful, the smoke in the air, the wavelengths of music drifting through the trees and in and out of my body. And my soul is free when I listen to this playlist. It really fills my heart with adventure, and I promise it will do that for you too. And during these really hard times, we need things like this, things that inspire us and bring us back to the real spirit of the earth. And this list will do this for you. Also, if you're looking forward to the future and wanting to get out, to go to festivals and be with your people and thrive in a community of music lovers at your festival in your area of the country, this will help you look forward to that. And it'll give you some bands to want to look forward to go see. And it'll just give you hope. So please go check out Real Americana now. My band, Big Leg Emma, and I really paid our dues on the road. We did over 1,000 shows, I'm sure, in the span of 12 years. I was in the band for 9 years because I took a short hiatus when I went to Charleston, South Carolina. But yeah, I mean, Big Leg Emma, they're like family to me. They're my brothers and my sisters. And I will really appreciate you checking this out. And all my music is on the playlist too. So you can hear Burn Away and Break the Cycle and all my Eyes So Blue and all my songs on there too. So please go check it out. It's really nice talking to you today. Hey, follow this page wherever you are. If you're on YouTube, follow my channel. If you're on Facebook, follow the page too. And click the link to go hear Real Americana now. Thank you. Bye.